Hulk thought he killed his darkest future, a version twisted by rage and time. But the body rose without breath, without emotion, without Bruce. Now it's hunting every gamma-powered being alive, starting with She-Hulk. Doctor Strange warns, this thing isn't your future, it's your replacement. And Hulk must fight the one thing he's never beaten, himself without a soul. The body that shouldn't breathe. The ground was still steaming when Bruce Banner opened his eyes. His hands were shaking, his clothes were ripped, and he was staring at his own dead body, or something that looked like him, bigger, darker, and completely silent. Cracks lined the skin like molten stone, and its fists were fused with metal fragments. Eyes black as nothingness. No mouth, no sound, just a corpse. At least, that's what he thought. 4 hours earlier, Doctor Strange had shown up mid-rampage. "Banner," he said urgently, floating above a shattered warehouse. "You need to see this." "I'm not done here." Hulk roared, crushing the last of the rogue AM drones. But Strange didn't blink. "You killed something yesterday." Banner smirked. "I kill something every day." Strange dropped a time-warp projection in front of him. It was Hulk, but not him. Twice his size. Gray-green, bone-plated arms. A silence that radiated dread. And then came the audio, a whisper echoing from the dead body. "You created me, and I ended them all." Banner stared at the thing on the slab now. The body had been moved to a stark vault under the ruins of the old Avengers compound. She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, paced nervously behind him. "This is you." "I guess so," Bruce muttered. "Or what I become." "And you killed it?" "I thought I did." The body had come through a tear in space-time in rural Canada, dragging a chunk of a collapsed future timeline behind it. Shield sensors picked it up. But when Hulk found it, the thing charged him like a freight train. Silent, precise, terrifying. Banner had no choice. Hulk snapped its neck. It should have stayed dead. But now it was sitting up. "Jen, move!" Banner yelled. The dead Hulk's body jerked violently and stood. Its face was emotionless, but its eyes locked directly onto She-Hulk. No growl, no roar, just a single step forward, and the entire reinforced Stark vault trembled. "Back off," She-Hulk shouted, charging it. She hit it with a blow that would level a tank. It didn't move. Then it swatted her across the chamber like a bug. Banner transformed instantly. But this Hulk? He hesitated. Because something was wrong. This wasn't just another future version with more muscles or scars. This Hulk had no Banner inside. No rage. No emotion. Just a single directive. Erase Gamma. Erase Legacy. Doctor Strange appeared through a portal. "Get out of here, now," he shouted. Hulk roared. "We can't let it go." "You don't understand." Strange's voice cracked. "It's not here to fight. It's here to correct." "Correct what?" Strange's expression darkened. A timeline where Hulk never stopped growing, never stopped destroying. So the multiverse built something to stop him. And it became him. The monster swung. Reality bent around its fist. Hulk caught the punch, but it sent him crashing through 3 titanium walls and halfway through a time-lock chamber. When he got up, he bled. Hulk bled. He hadn't bled in years. In the med bay above, Jen stumbled to her feet. She looked into the vault and saw it. The creature was carving something into the wall with its finger. It wasn't writing. It was a countdown. Strange's eyes widened. "That's not a message." "It's a trigger," Banner said, limping into view. "That thing's here on a schedule." "To do what?" "To make sure I never exist." The countdown hit 0, and a blast wave of time energy erupted from the creature's chest, throwing everyone backward. When the light cleared, Hulk was gone. Teleported. To the place it all began. To the Gamma Lab in New Mexico. The day Bruce Banner became Hulk. But he wasn't alone. Because Null Hulk, the monster, had gone with him. And it was headed toward a very specific target. Young Bruce Banner. The day Hulk never happened. Bruce Banner hit the dirt hard. The air smelled like dust and ozone. Wind howled across the desert. He blinked up at the old sign, half buried in sand. "Welcome to Desert Base Gamma. U.S. restricted area. It was 2005 again, the day it all began. 30 yards away, a younger Bruce Banner was unlocking the chamber doors, oblivious. Inside that chamber, a gamma warhead ticking down for a test run. A test that would go wrong. A test that would create the Hulk. And Null Hulk was standing directly behind him. Bruce sprinted. Hey! Back away from him. But time had slowed, thick like syrup. Every step felt heavier. Null Hulk turned its void black eyes toward him. No anger, no fear, just calculation. You were the infection, it said, in a voice made of stone, grinding through memory. You came back in time to kill me before it happened, Bruce growled. Not kill. Erase. Suddenly, a whip of red energy coiled around Null Hulk's arm, pulling it back. A portal opened midair. Dr. Strange stepped through, eyes burning with urgency. You're not supposed to be here, Bruce shouted. And neither is he, Strange answered. But this isn't just a paradox anymore. This is a rewrite. Null Hulk slammed the ground. Time fractured. Multiple versions of the moment began splitting, overlaying each other like film strips, melting together. One where Bruce dodged the gamma blast. One where Ross pulled the plug. One where someone else became the Hulk. The timeline was unraveling. Strange created a containment field, freezing the younger Bruce in a time loop stasis. This gives us minutes, not hours, he said. If Null Hulk touches him, you're gone. Bruce looked around. Why target me here? Because this was the purest moment of change, when rage became reality. Null Hulk charged again, silent, thunderous, absolute. Strange launched magical runes like missiles. Bruce transformed midair. Hulk smash paradox. The two Hulks collided with a cosmic shockwave, shattering the desert floor and sending sandstorms into orbit. But Null Hulk didn't slow down. It absorbed the impact. Every punch Hulk threw was mirrored, copied, and returned harder. He's learning, Strange muttered. No, he's remembering, Hulk said. Because it's still me. Null Hulk caught Hulk's arm mid-swing and ripped out a piece of time from his body, a visible fragment of memory shaped like young Bruce. It crushed it in its hand. Suddenly, Hulk felt pain in his chest, not physical. He forgot his mother's face. He forgot the first time he tried to run. It was stealing identity, piece by piece. Meanwhile, She-Hulk and Wong were racing through the Chrono Bridge, a magical corridor across branching timelines. We need to find the memory anchor, Wong yelled. Something Bruce remembers so deeply, Null Hulk can't erase it. What's stronger than Gamma? Jen asked. Wong's eyes narrowed. Regret. Back in the past, Null Hulk towered over Hulk's broken body. Bruce knelt, exhausted. Why me? Because I am not a future version of you. I am the one you tried to suppress, the silent rage. The part that never screams. The part that never heals. I'm not a future. I'm the part you buried. It lifted its hand for the final blow. Suddenly, a blast of green light. She-Hulk punched through time, crashing into Null Hulk's back with all the force of a dying star. You messed with the wrong cousin, she growled. Null Hulk stumbled. Bruce looked up. Jen. She grinned. You were late, so I broke the clock. Wong activated the memory anchor, an artifact tied to Bruce's last living moment with his father. It hurt, but it rooted him. Hulk stood again, stronger, clearer. No more hiding, he said. You're not me. The two titans clashed again, this time, with She-Hulk at Hulk's side. Every hit now forced Null Hulk to glitch, flickering between timelines. Wong began the seal spell. Strange joined him, creating a time loop cage. Once he's in, he can't escape without memory, Strange said. Then we erase him from himself, Wong replied. Hulk grabbed Null Hulk and screamed, forget this. He slammed him into the heart of the spell. Jen hurled the last piece, a photo of Bruce as a kid. The seal collapsed inward, trapping Null Hulk in a loop of forgotten rage. Gone. For now. Silence. Strange looked around. Timeline is stabilizing. The younger Bruce, still in stasis, flickered and vanished, sent back to his moment. Everything reconnected. But Hulk didn't celebrate. He looked at the crater where Null Hulk vanished, and whispered, If he's the part one buried, what else is still down there? The gamma below the surface. Bruce Banner hadn't slept in 3 days. Not since Null Hulk. Not since he watched a version of himself try to erase everything he'd ever become by reaching into the past and crushing it. Now that it was sealed, something still felt wrong. Because if Null Hulk was the rage he buried, what else was buried with it? In the meditation chamber of Kamartaj, Wong floated silently above a swirling green mist. "What are we looking for?" Bruce asked. "Echoes," Wong said. "Residual gamma fluctuations. Emotional scars. Ghosts of rage. You think I'm haunted?" Wong didn't blink. "I think Hulk never stopped digging." Suddenly, the mist twisted, forming a face. It wasn't Null Hulk. It was another Hulk. Massive, twisted, crying, and whispering Bruce's name like a memory half remembered. "He buried me, before the blast, before the lab." Wong gasped. "This is pre-Hulk." Bruce stepped back. "That's not possible." "Oh, it's possible," said a voice from behind. Dr. Strange appeared with a glowing relic in his hand. "The emotion you locked away before the gamma accident, it didn't vanish. It grew underground." Suddenly, alarms blared across Kamartaj. A ripple of gamma energy burst from beneath the temple. The ground split open, and from the cracked earth, something crawled out. Not green, not gray, black. Like oil made of sadness. Like grief with muscles. It stood 12 feet tall, hunched, dripping gamma, ash from its shoulders. But it wasn't angry. It was mourning. "Who are you?" Bruce asked, transforming slightly, muscles tightening. The creature didn't growl. It wept. "I'm the pain you never let out," it said. "I'm not your future. I'm not your rage. I'm the moment before the monster, when you still hoped." Strange looked to Wong. "This isn't a threat. It's a fragment." Wong shook his head. "No, it's becoming one." Suddenly, the gamma around it condensed. The Black Hulk's tears hardened, becoming armor across its chest. It wasn't attacking. It was defending itself against Bruce. Because somewhere deep inside, it still remembered being human. Bruce stepped forward. "I know you. I know what you lost. You were there when my dad—" His voice broke. The Black Hulk looked up. "I was the scream you never let out." But as it reached for Bruce, the ground cracked again. Something pulled it down. A chain. Metal. Familiar. Gamma forged. And, at the other end of that chain, Null Hulk. "No. We sealed him." Strange shouted. Wong's eyes widened. "That was only a time trap." Bruce growled. "He's using my grief as a backdoor." Null Hulk pulled the Black Hulk into the breach, absorbing it. The tears turned to fire, and the black armor began glowing red. Bruce dropped to his knees. She was the last piece of me that wasn't angry. Then the breach exploded, and out stepped a new form, twice as large, covered in black-red gamma plating. Hollow eyes, half Hulk, half grief, fully weaponized. Strange whispered, "What is it now?" Bruce stood slowly. "It's not Null Hulk anymore. It's Regret Hulk." In the distance, sensors picked up gamma storms forming over every city Hulk ever touched. The past was fighting back. But this time, it didn't want revenge. It wanted release. When the world starts remembering, it started with a whisper in Brooklyn. A man woke up from a dream, sobbing. He didn't know why. He didn't know Bruce Banner. But he drew a picture of the Hulk, crying. And then he collapsed from a gamma seizure. Across the world, gamma tremors began to spike. Not from explosions. From memories. Old battles. Crushed cities. Innocent people caught in Hulk's rampages, even the ones he saved, suddenly began remembering things they never knew they forgot. Regret. Fear. Loss. And the more they remembered, the stronger Regret Hulk became. In Kamartaj, Bruce Banner stood silent, watching the global feed. Wong shut the screen off. He's feeding on emotional memory. The world's pain is making him stronger. Not just pain, Strange added. Your pain. The pieces of you that you hid inside other people. Bruce's hands trembled. Every building I destroyed, every person I couldn't save, it's coming back. A shockwave hit Cairo. Regret Hulk rose from beneath the city, taller, broader, wrapped in broken architecture like armor. People screamed. He didn't attack. He stood still. And they cried. Jen She-Hulk punched through a portal beside Bruce. "We have a situation." "I know." "No, you don't." She turned the monitor to show an old woman in Montana, crying on a bench. "I never told my son what he saw that day wasn't his fault," she whispered. And then she dissolved into green ash. Bruce looked away. "He's turning regret into radiation," Wong said. "Emotional fallout," Strange added. "And it's spreading." The air grew heavy. Magic distorted. Time warped. Regret Hulk was becoming a living storm of everything Bruce ever suppressed. And now it wasn't just Bruce. It was everyone Hulk had ever affected. "Then I'll stop him," Bruce said, stepping toward the time gate. Strange blocked him. "He's not just rage now. He's sorrow. You can't punch that." Bruce nodded. "Then I won't punch it." They arrived in Cairo. The city was frozen in green light. Regret Hulk stood motionless in the center, absorbing the grief like a black hole. Bruce walked toward him slowly. No suit. No transformation. Just banner. Regret Hulk looked down. "You left me there. You buried me under strength. Under silence. And now I'm all that's left." Bruce took a breath. "I know. And I'm sorry." He pulled something from his pocket. A photo of his mother. Slightly burned. Torn at the corner. "I carried this my whole life. Pretended it didn't matter. But she mattered." He held it out. Regret Hulk's massive hand trembled. "You're not a mistake," Bruce whispered. "You're proof I still cared, even when I didn't show it." Regret Hulk's eyes dimmed. The armor cracked. The storm paused. And then Bruce walked forward and hugged him. The green glow exploded skyward. But this time, no destruction. A release. A scream that shattered silence. And then, nothing. When the light faded, Bruce stood alone. And so did a small, childlike version of Hulk, curled up, asleep. Strange stepped forward. "It wasn't a fight." Wong nodded. "It was a funeral." The sky cleared. The gamma spikes vanished. People stopped crying. The world forgot again. But Bruce didn't. Because he remembered for all of them. The silence left behind. Bruce Banner didn't speak for 3 days after Cairo. Not to Wong. Not to Jen. Not even to Dr. Strange. Because the world had gone quiet. No gamma surges. No fractured timelines. No monster tearing open the sky. Just peace. But only on the outside. Inside Bruce, something was missing. Not rage. Not grief. Not power. Noise. For the first time in decades, the Hulk wasn't screaming in the back of his mind. No pounding fists against the cage. No snarls behind his words. Just silence. At first, it felt like freedom. But then, he started to wonder. What did I give up to make that silence? What part of me died with Regret Hulk? He wandered alone into the old ruins of the Gamma Lab in New Mexico. The place where it all began. The metal was rusted. The test site overgrown. But the ghosts? Still here. He stood where he once transformed. And whispered to the empty desert. "I didn't mean to become a monster. I just didn't want to be helpless anymore." Behind him, She-Hulk stepped out from a portal. "You still think you're a monster?" Bruce didn't turn. "I buried too much of myself for too long." Jen walked closer. "But you faced it. You didn't destroy Regret Hulk. You forgave it." He looked up at the stars. "They say Hulk is strongest there is, but I think strength is knowing when to let go." Suddenly, the wind shifted. A glow appeared in the distance. Soft, gentle, familiar. A small boy-shaped figure stepped forward. Glowing green, smiling, peaceful. The child Hulk. The one left behind after the storm. Bruce knelt. "You're still here?" The child nodded. "Not rage. Not sorrow. Just you." The moment hit him like thunder, but in reverse. All this time, Hulk wasn't just anger. He was Bruce's shield. The part that stood up when Bruce couldn't. That took the hits. That carried the pain. And now, the last piece had come back. Bruce reached out. And the child stepped into him. No explosion. No roar. Just breath. Wholeness. At Kamartaj, Strange sensed the balance return. He's whole, he said. Finally. Wong nodded. What now? Strange looked through a ripple in time. Now, Hulk doesn't break the world. He holds it up. Back in the desert, Bruce opened his eyes. No anger in his bones. No regret in his chest. Just peace. And for the first time since the Gamma blast, he smiled. White heavy checkmark, the end.